going on, people? Welcome to You Know The Score. This evening, it's your boy Shingy in London. Now, we've just seen two important games in the race for the Champions League, the top four places. Man United, we drew 1-1 at home against West Ham, and Chelsea, they lost 5-3 to Liverpool at Anfield, which was actually a very, very good and exciting game to watch. Now, as you can probably tell, I'm very disappointed and I'm very, very frustrated. I don't know what's going on with Manchester United. I mean, for 4 games now, you know, I haven't seen anything like what we saw in the games prior to that. We've been starting games off so slow and allowing teams to build confidence during the game, and there seems to be a lack of reaction from the team. It seems like, I don't want to criticize Solskjaer because I'm happy in terms of how he's built the camaraderie in the team, in the camp, and the players seem like they're enjoying themselves. It seems like they're free to express themselves, and we're seeing their personalities come out. But in these last 4 games, he has struggled to start the engine or get the engine going, like, he keeps on stalling the car and he can't restart the car for some reason, and I don't know what is actually happening, because we've seen this for 4 games in a row now. At Southampton, we started off very slowly, we saw moments of magic from Martial, and against against Crystal Palace, we started off slow and allowed Palace to kind of control the game, and we was very, very lucky in that game. Very lucky, right? Because obviously they scored, and it was offside by a hairline, which was very, very unfair. But fortunately for us, and then Martial went on and won the 3 points for us. And against Chelsea, again, we made a few changes and it disrupted us as well. And we didn't ever play well. It was a very, very disappointing performance. And again, today, you'd think, this is the second opportunity to put severe pressure, on Leicester and Chelsea in the race for top 4. We go ahead and bottle it. We had the opportunity last week, Monday, against Southampton, to put the pressure on them even more after they drop points. Leicester drop points against Bournemouth, Chelsea drop points against Sheffield United. And what do we go and do? We go and put in a performance which lacked urgency, which lacked tempo, which lacked enthusiasm, lacked ingenuity, and we bottled it. So then you're thinking, okay, cool. If we can pick up a result against Palace, then we should be all right, because we've got a home game against West Ham. FA Cup, that was going to be a bonus. If we won, cool. If we didn't, then the main objective is top 4. So subsequently, we get knocked out by Chelsea after playing badly. And then you come into this game. This is pretty much our cup final. If we win this game, we've pretty much cemented top 4, really, because you had Leicester, who lost to Spurs, and Chelsea, there was an opportunity, or there was always going to be that risk for them that they was going to drop points tonight, which they did. But what do we go and do? We go and do the fuck-ups. We go and do what we've been doing season after season after season since Sir Alex has left. Whenever we've got the opportunity to capitalize on a rival's mistake, we just never are able to capitalize. And I don't understand if it's a mental thing. I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is. I mean, I'm thinking, there's no fans in the stadium. There's going to be no pressure. It's going to be a training ground match. So, the players can feel free and not come under pressure from the crowd to, force passes. But there was just, again, there wasn't that zip. There wasn't that urgency to go and win the ball back. There wasn't that urgency to pen West Ham back at all in the game. At all. You know, obviously, again, you know, on the stroke of half time, Pogba makes a massive mistake by putting both of his hands in the way. It was a big mistake. I mean, I'm a massive advocate for Paul Pogba, but you can't do that. I mean, even if you ducked, it would have been, you know, you need to be more aware about where you are on the pitch. And you can't put two hands in the air, especially with VAR nowadays, even if the ball's flying at your face. So that was a big mistake from Pogba. And West Ham subsequently went 1-0. But the thing is, people need to stop talking about the Pogba situation, because prior to that, in the first 45 minutes, we was not playing well. We started okay in the first 10 minutes or so, but then we allowed West Ham to build confidence. They started popping it about. You know, they thought, okay, this doesn't seem so difficult. They started grabbing a hold of the midfield. I've never seen Mark Noble so comfortable in the middle of the park. I've never seen Declan Rice so comfortable. You know, at times you would have thought that they were the home team. So I just can't understand why we couldn't get, you know, a hold of the midfield. And I've been talking to a few Man United fans, and for some reason, we're failing to dominate the midfield, and I don't know what it is. You know, and when we do go and win games, it's down to moments of brilliance, especially in the last 3 or 4 games, for 5 games or so. You know, it's been moments of brilliance which has gotten us out of jail. Sorry, because I think we've only won 1 in 4 now. So it makes you wonder, like, well, what is going on? I mean, you know, you'd like to see Pogba dominate the midfield. He's been poor ever since Southampton. Matic, he's been okay, but I mean, you know, there's not a lot he can do. He's not an offensive player who's going to unlock doors and dictate our attacks. And I just, for me, I just can't put my finger on what the issue is in terms of why we're starting off slow. I'm like, surely Solskjaer, you know, watches the performances and you'd think, you know, he would say, look, guys, come on, we need to start on the front foot. Because when you're watching us, you're thinking, what the hell has Solskjaer actually even said? You know, what has he said? And one of my guys said that Solskjaer, they haven't seen him make tactical decisions which influence games. You know, yes, we've done well against the big teams in the league, or we've done okay actually against the big teams. But I mean, it's easy to play against bigger teams because, you know, you're free to express yourself. But against the lesser teams, when shit hits the fan and the going gets tough, where you need a reaction from players, we haven't been able to do that. You know, and in the last 4 games we've seen that. Against Southampton, we've struggled to get a reaction. Against Palace, even with the subs, we kind of struggled to get a reaction. It was just down to a moment of brilliance from our forward players. Chelsea struggled to get a reaction from the changes that he made and the tactics. And today you're thinking, okay, well, we're not playing well in the first half. You know, we'll come out in the second half. We got the goal, you know, a lovely goal by Mason Greenwood, Mason Gunwood. You know what I mean? He's a special talent, that boy. I mean, like, as I keep on saying each week, left foot, right foot, it doesn't matter. It's going into the back of the net. It really is. But we just can't seem to, or I just can't see where or what Solskjaer is doing tactically to change games. You know, he brought on Ighalo late on today. It's probably a bit too late. For me, I just don't understand why Pogba was playing alongside Matic against West Ham at home. I mean, surely, you know, you've got Matic in there and you've got Maguire and Lindelof who can, you know, carry the ball out from the back. They only had Antonio to mark between the 3 of them. So surely that should have given the license for Pogba to push forward alongside Bruno Fernandes so they can start dictating the play, like how your David Silvas and your your KDBs would. But for some reason, you know, we was reluctant to do that, and Pogba was sitting in deep, and he didn't really do much to, you know, get our attacks going. Bruno Fernandes, he was trying things, but he seems tired. And sometimes I think when the going gets tough and things aren't working out, I think sometimes he's trying to force things when he needs to just keep it simple. But yeah, I mean, I'm just sitting here, you know, thinking to myself, we are very fortunate that Chelsea had Liverpool today and they lost. And they lost because Chelsea had won, then it would have made things on the last day of the season very, very difficult. Even though it's going to be very difficult anyway, because I can see Leicester turning up for that game and Vardy trying to do a madness to our back four. But it's still in our hands. It's still in our hands. However, if we decide to play like we have been playing and not treat this game like a cup final, then we will get punished. We will get punished, and then the footballing world will be laughing at Manchester United, because right now we sit in third, joint level on points with Chelsea on 63 points. Leicester have 62. I think we've got a favourable goal difference, just about. So if we don't secure top four on the last day of the season, then we're going to be a laughing stock. And, you know, bearing in mind the fixtures that we had on paper before the restart compared to what Leicester and Chelsea had, you know, it should have been a foregone conclusion. Unfortunately, it hasn't turned out that way, but I guess that's football. But, you know, I mean, Solskjaer needs to find something somewhere in the next few days, because Sunday is not going to be easy. You know, a one-off game against Leicester, you know, they can surprise people. They can surprise people. But like I said, I can't put my finger on it. It just goes to show that we need reinforcements in summer, because we don't have the squad depth to bring on quality players to change the game. Seems like our only trump card is Ighalo. He could have scored today. But I guess, you know, his feet were caught cold. But yeah, we need something different, because if Pogba's not playing well, if Bruno's not playing well, who do we bring on to replace them to actually change the game? You know, you see Man City, you know, they can bring on a Bernardo Silva, they can bring on a Mahrez, you know, or they can bring on a Sterling. You know, even sometimes when they leave KDB out, they can bring on a KDB, you know. When Aguero's fit, they can bring on a Jesus. You know, obviously Sane's going to Bayern Munich, but, you know, they could bring on a Sane. So, you know, we need that depth of quality in order for us to get to the next level, because in the last 4 games, I've been brought down right back down to earth, you know. I'm very much grounded now. You know, I was excited for the goals that we were scoring. We were scoring some great goals, some crackers, but, you know, our front three have that in their locker. But in terms of, obviously, the team itself, we still have a lot of improving to do. It's a bit of a kick in the teeth that we're taking it to the last day of the season, and we're going to be sweating. But again, it's in our hands. And, you know, we must get top 4, because I think it'll be detrimental if we don't. Because if we don't, then the caliber of player that we can attract, you know, it will go down to the next tier. So we need to be in the Champions League football, so we have that leverage when we're trying to negotiate with players. Because if we don't, then we could lose out, you know. We could really lose out. And for me, I feel like the Sancho deal is something that relies on us getting Champions League football. I don't know how close the deal is. I don't know whether it's even gonna materialize. But yeah, Champions League football is a necessity if we want that caliber of player. And we cannot fuck up. We cannot. Like we did today, and like we did last week Monday. But right now I'm sitting here as a disappointed Man United fan, scratching my head thinking, what is going on? But yeah, I've realised that we're not as good as I thought we were. We've got a lot of improving to do, but, you know, we've got to keep the faith for this weekend, and hopefully, you know, we end the season on a high, and finishing third would be very encouraging and give the players a moral boost. But you know, at this moment in time, you know, I can't put my finger on it. You know, Solskjaer, he just can't get the engine going at this moment in time, and he needs to go to that mechanic, and find out what was going wrong. Maybe he needs to change the oil, I don't know, you know. But yeah, I can't believe I'm saying this, but thank you, Liverpool, for beating Chelsea, because you know, you've given me more hope than I did have before the result came in. But yeah, it's going to be squeaky bum time on Sunday. I'm sure the neutrals are going to love it. I'm not, because I remember the last time, you know, it went down to the last game of the season when we were challenging for something. You know, we ended up on the wrong end of the result, with Manchester City winning the Premier League on the last kick of the game, really. So I don't want that to happen. But I guess we move, man. Yeah, man. Football, it's a funny old game, man. You're here one week and then you're down there the next, boy. And right now I'm down there, but boy, gonna try to pick myself up. We got DMX versus Snoop Dogg tonight, so yeah, man's got the gin and juice and the kush ready. But yeah, in the meantime, make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. Follow me, Shingy_LDN. Follow the football Twitter handle and the Insta handle, YKTS Football. And yeah, man, be back next week. Hopefully I'm smiling, man, and hopefully I'm singing songs. But boy, from me tonight, I'm gone. You know the score, man. Take it easy.